the Tai Chi punch is supposed to be done softly. Okay, a lot of people thought that like when you strike someone, even if you're soft, the last minute you have to tense up, right? It is actually not quite true, because if you tense up, then it's almost like if you're driving your car into an object, right? Just before you hit it, you slam on the brakes. It's not the way to go. What you want to do is while you hit the object, you still want to be on the accelerator, accelerating. Okay. So the only part that you want to have a little bit of tension would be the wrist. Okay. Because you don't want to. This is the weakest part. You don't want to break anything. Okay. But otherwise, you want to stay fairly relaxed, right? So you can actually set the power through. Now, an example is this. Okay, if I am to strike check, right? Let's say this tense up a little bit. Okay, if I, yeah, you understand. If I do it hard, this is the type of feeling that check is going to get, right? Because I'm actually tensing. You notice that when I'm tense, when I strike back, right, I actually get myself pushed back as well. But what I want to do is I want to learn to practice how to relax into the spot, right? So you actually like the power goes through without the person knowing too much about it. So which means that like if I am to actually use this method, right, my strike would actually be very, very, I'm only using very little power, right? It would actually be very heavy, right? But I would actually be resting into it as such, okay? And hence the power actually goes through, okay? Now, in the beginning, if you want to practice this, right, the best way to do it is just to put your hand on your partner's body, right, and just learn how to rest and learn how to connect all the way from your back, right, to the eye of your fist, right, and just learn to relax, okay? Don't worry about any power yet, okay? Once you learn how to relax properly, your hand starts to get very heavy. Hold this, okay? Then you have this kind of situation. If I am striking, let's say if I'm doing the more usual tense way, right? This is what check is going to feel. But if I'm actually like using the very soft Tai Chi way, I'm actually just relaxing to it, right? You notice that the power actually goes through a lot more, right? And I don't really have to issue a lot of power. The power just goes through by itself. Okay. Now the other good thing about this sort of strike is that I no longer need to draw back and go like that, right? Because from here I can still have the power travel all the way through from my back to my hand, right? So even for close distance, I can still generate a fair bit of power, right? In terms of the strike. And the other thing is because you can actually have this sort of like very relaxed close powers. So your strike, let's say, in this sort of situation, becomes actually very hard for the person to deal with. If I am actually have a lot of power, so try to retaliate, check. Yep. Right. Check can actually like do a lot to try to retaliate, right? But if I just slip through, right? I won't do full power, that's fine. If I just slip through then, right? You actually can stun the opponent a lot because the opponent cannot sense what you're doing. So therefore making it hard to retaliate. And while his mind is confused about how I'm going to deal with this, right, you already give him quite a few hits.